It's the first day of Advent, and on Songs of Praise this week, I've come to one of Britain's most majestic stately homes, Chatsworth in Derbyshire. For months now, the staff here have been preparing the house for Christmas, and I'm going to be finding out just how it's all shaping up. Today they're preparing the Advent wreath for the private chapel, so I'll be getting a few tips about how to make one, and also hearing about the religious significance of the wreath. Meanwhile, David's in a very familiar part of London.
I'm here on the set of EastEnders to meet one of the most famous Christians in the UK.
What is the vicar? He thinks I'm past it.
Would Dot watch Songs of Praise?
Yes, she would definitely watch Songs of Praise.
And after more than 50 years of entertaining the world, the Osmonds reveal how their faith has kept them grounded.
It started in church, and it will always be. That's where our heart is. Well, as it's St Andrew's Day tomorrow, we'll have music from both Edinburgh and Glasgow. And we've also got a special performance from the Osmonds. But now, on the first Sunday of Advent, let's begin with a seasonal favourite from Manchester. Nestling in the heart of Derbyshire, Chatsworth House is known to many as the Palace of the Peaks. It's the seat of the Duke of Devonshire and has been home to the Cavendish family since 1549. With many of the 300 rooms packed with priceless paintings and sculptures and furniture, it's easy to see why it attracts more than 700,000 visitors a year. And in the run-up to Christmas, the staff are preparing for what's become their busiest time. Chatsworth has been opening its doors to the public during the festive season since 2001, and it's become an annual tradition for its tens of thousands of visitors to rub shoulders with some unlikely house guests. Janet Britton is Chatsworth's head housekeeper, and along with her team, she's putting the finishing touches to this year's preparations. Lovely to meet you, Janet. When do you actually start planning for Christmas then?
We start planning it whilst the current Christmas is in progress, and we will start buying Christmas decorations in February of the following year for the Christmas afterwards.
So it's non-stop, really?
It is non-stop. It's all year round.
And I think every year you have a theme at Christmas time, don't you?
Yes, we started in 2001 to try and get some revenue back from the foot and mouth disaster that year. Last year we had Alice in Wonderland, and this year we've got Toad Comes to Chatsworth, Wind in the Willows.
Oh, so there's Toad and Ratty and Badger and
Badger.
All over the place.
Yes, there are, yeah.
I think there's a special magic here at Christmas time, isn't there?
There is. It's really magical, and it's the most beautiful house anyway. But when you see it dressed for Christmas, twinkling lights, it's lovely to see the visitors' faces, smiling and woo, enjoying it all.
Away from the house in the vinery, I'm catching up with gardener Mick Brown, who's making an Advent wreath for Chatsworth's private chapel.
Well, Mick, I hear you're a dab hand at making wreaths.
Well, I made a few, John. We do, it's a tradition at Chatsworth. Every year, the Duke and Duchess like us to use natural produce from the gardens to make wreaths to decorate the house and state houses.
These are some of them here, aren't they?
Yeah. They are indeed, yeah. Those ones are for hanging on the doors. So we use Chatsworth-based ribbon for that.
But right now, you're making an Advent wreath, aren't you, which is very different.
It is very different, yeah. This one sits flat. It has 5 candles in to be lit one a week up until Christmas. And this one's going to be made specially for the chapel here at Chatsworth.
And Tony, you're a local vicar just down the road from Chatsworth, aren't you?
I am. I'm the vicar of All Saints Parish Church in Bakewell, which is about 4 miles away.
So you're the man to tell me about the historic significance of the Advent wreath.
The early church wanted to use symbols to help people to reflect on their faith. And the ring resembles the love of God throughout the world, a love that ongoing and eternal. And the candles, they could be red or purple. Purple is the season colour of Advent. And the white candle lit on Christmas Day reflects the birth of Christ. It's light coming into darkness.
And over there we've got another Advent wreath being created by Rachel and Sue. Rachel, do you do this every year?
Yes, I make an Advent wreath every year as a reminder of the importance of thinking about Advent and the preparation for Christmas.
And what about you, Sue? How important is an Advent wreath to you?
Well, to me it continues what we've been thinking about through the Advent season in church. And I too like to have a wreath on the table over the Christmas period with the candles, which I like to light. It's a very important part of our worship.
This is looking pretty good now, Mick, isn't it?
Absolutely, John. Oh, well, I hope so, John. I think it's nearly finished now.
And Tony, sum up for me, what to you is the importance of Advent?
I think it reminds us what Christmas is truly about. It's such a beautiful season with the images, with the colour, the candles, the wreath, and of course the beautiful hymns and songs.